Hello and welcome students. This is a lecture on factorial notation which comes under the topic permutation and combination. In last lecture I had given you the basics of factorial notation and I also solved few problems for you. So let us start once again with a small revision. If I have say n factorial where n is some natural number. So what I will write n factorial as, I can write n factorial as n into n minus 1 factorial. You know, if you have 20 factorial, you write 20 into 19 factorial. So basically what you are doing, what are you doing basically? This, you are writing this number as this number minus 1. Okay, so 20 into 20 minus 1 factorial. Okay, 19 is nothing but 20 minus 1. Got that? Yes. So exactly the same way, if you have n factorial, you will write n factorial as n into n minus 1. That is one number less. N minus 1 factorial. N minus 1 factorial you will write. Okay. So same way, if I have n factorial, if I want to take it ahead, then if I want to take it ahead, what I can do is I can write n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 factorial. Yes, you can stop at n minus 2 factorial. Exactly the way you wrote here 20 factorial as 20 into 19 into 18 factorial. So what are you doing? You are going in descending order. Okay, you are going in descending order. So 20, then 19, which is one less, then one more less than this. So effectively, this is two less than this, two less than this. So this is n minus 1, and this is n minus 2. 20, 20 minus 1, and 20 minus 2. So see, n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 factorial. On the same line, if you want to go ahead, so you can write n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 into n minus 3 factorial. You can go like this. And this you can continue. This you can continue till you want. Okay. Remember, students, that this you can continue till you want. And if you want to write completely, if you want to write complete all the numbers, then you will have to write n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 into n minus 3 into n minus 4. And this way, if you continue, finally you will end up getting up to 1 into 3 into 2 into 1. Like here also, you wrote 20 factorial as 20 into 19 into 18 into 17 into dot 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 into 3 into 2 into 1. Whichever number factorial you start with, finally you have to end here. Okay, I hope you followed it. Now see, students, something which is applicable for n, remember it is applicable for all other such types of numbers, all other such types of numbers. What I mean is, suppose if I replace this n, by say n plus 1, then what will happen? If I replace n by n plus 1, then what will happen? Suppose if I write n plus 1 factorial, it's going to be on the same line. When you wrote n factorial, you begin with n, then you wrote n minus 1. Here you will write n plus 1, then n plus 1 minus 1, 1 less than this. So what is 1 less than this? It is n, then n minus 1, n minus 2 factorial. If you want to end here, okay. If it is, say, if you have 2n plus, if you have, say, you have 2n factorial. Remember, if you have 2n factorial, then what you will write? You will write 2n into 2n minus 1 factorial. Remember, students, what you learned here is applicable with all. It is applicable with all such types of numbers. So let us solve this question from fifth exercise 3.2, question number fifth, fourth sub question. See, we are given that n plus 1 factorial is 42 times n minus 1 factorial. So, I will begin with n plus, I notice that on the left hand side, I have n plus 1 factorial, and on the right hand side, I have n minus 1 factorial. So the fact is, on the left hand side, I have bigger number factorial. See here, n plus 1 and n minus 1. In these two, which number is bigger? This number is bigger. This number is bigger than this number. So always remember, the bigger number factorial, you have to take it to the smaller number factorial. Okay, you have to take the bigger number factorial to smaller number factorial. So for example, if you have say 16 factorial and you have here say 13 factorial, so what you will do, you will write 16 factorial up to 13 factorial. So you'll write 16 into 15 into 14 into 13 factorial. That is what you do. The bigger number factorial, you will take it up to smaller number factorial. Okay. So here we begin. See here what I write. So here this is n plus 1. See, I will start with n plus 1 into 1 less n into 1 more less n minus 1, and now stop. N plus 1 factorial, what I wrote, n plus 1 into n minus 1 factorial equals to 42 into n minus 1 factorial. In the next step, what I will do, I will take this n minus 1 factorial. Here it is multiplied, right? So I will take this in the denominator. So n plus 1 into n minus 1 factorial divide by n minus 1 factorial equals to 42. Now what will happen, students? See, this n minus 1 factorial will cancel. So when it will cancel, what you will get? You will get n plus 1 into n equals to 42, right? And now I will solve this. See here, there are two ways of solving this equation. One is, you know what? The one way is, I will tell you, see, the one way of solving this equation is, you make this a quadratic in n. Like you multiply n with n, and then you multiply n with 1, all that. So you will get n square plus n equals to 42. So you will get your n square plus n minus 42 as 0. So you will get n square plus 7n minus 6n minus 42 as 0. So you taking n common, you'll get n plus 7 minus 6 common. So you'll get n plus 7 equal to 0. So you will get n plus 7 into n minus 6 equals to 0. And then you will get the value of n. Okay, this is one way of solving. But we are not going to use this way of solving. Why? Because this is lengthy and it is not required here. I shall solve it in a smarter way. See, what is the smart way of solving this? What I notice on the left hand side, my dear students, on the left hand side, I notice the presence of two consecutive numbers. See, these are two consecutive numbers. The word which I just spoke is consecutive. Consecutive. What is meaning of consecutive? Consecutive is in order, one after the other. That is consecutive. Like, see, if I write here, if I write 5, then I write 4, then I write 3. These are consecutive numbers. They are consecutive numbers. That is, 4 is after 5, okay, and 3 is after 4. They are consecutive numbers. They are in order consecutive numbers. Okay, that is, when you say two consecutive numbers, remember that difference between two numbers is always 1. The difference between the two numbers is also, see, if I write 12 and then I write 10. So these are not consecutive numbers, because between 12 and 10, we have another number 11, which is missing. So remember, these two numbers are not consecutive numbers. They are not consecutive numbers. Yes, if I had written 12, 10, then 11, then 10, then now they are consecutive numbers. Okay. So what I notice on the left hand side, my dear students, I notice on the left hand side that I have two consecutive numbers, that is n plus 1 and n. N plus 1 and n, they are consecutive numbers. How? Because the difference between them is 1. This is n plus 1, this is n. The difference between them is 1. What I will do is, On the right hand side also, I will write two numbers. 42 I will write as product of two consecutive numbers. So you know what? I will write 7 into 6. See, consecutive numbers in decreasing order. 7 into 6 is 42. You see this? 7 into 6 is 42. And this is unique. This is unique. If I ask you that for 42, you get me two numbers which are in consecutive. If I ask you for 42, get me two numbers which are consecutive numbers. If I ask you that for 42, get me two numbers which are consecutive numbers, I bet on this, you cannot get any other number. You will always get 7 and 6. You will always get 7 and 6. So these are unique, and that is the way it can be solved this way. Okay. So here what I will write now. So see here, the bigger number is equal to bigger number and the smaller number is equal to smaller number. So we got n is equal to 6. What is the answer? N value is 6. I hope you all have followed. You can copy this now. Hello students, see I have solved the fifth problem here for you. So what you can all do is okay, you can solve the fifth problem on your own and after that you can refer to the solution. Now we are going to the next question. So this is now we are solving question number 8. It is one of the very important questions from factorial part. Listen students, we have to show that sum of these two terms on the left hand side is equal to this on the right hand side. Once again, what we have to prove? We have to prove that this plus this, these two when we add, it is equal to this thing. Okay. So we will start with left hand side. We are going to start with left hand side. So I will write here LHS. Remember, we have to show that these two sides are equal. So 9 factorial, 3 factorial, 6 factorial plus 9 factorial, 4 factorial and 5 factorial. You know students, what is important here? It is important that you realize that what is given on the left hand side. See, on the left hand side, the two terms you have, their numerators are same. You check, their numerators are same. See, both of them have the same numerator, 9 factorial. In the denominator, you have two factors. You know, in the denominator, you have two factorials multiplied, 3 factorial, 6 factorial. Here, 4 factorial and 5 factorial. You know what is important here? It is important for us to understand that the two factorials you have here, for these two factorials, you got the consecutive factorial in the other denominator. That is C. For 3 factorial, you have consecutive factorial as 4 factorial, and for 6 factorial, you have consecutive as 5 factorial. You see this? This is important. This is important. That is, see here you have two factorials, 3 and 6. So for one of the factorial, you will have the increasing factorial, and for other factorial, you will have the decreasing consecutive factorial. Okay. And so what is happening? See, on the right hand side, what is happening? I repeat again. See, I repeat again. For 3 factorial, you have the increased consecutive 4 factorial. And for 6 factorial, you have the decreased consecutive 5 factorial. Okay. So what is happening in the right hand side, you know, in the right hand side, what is happening? This numerator is getting increased by 1. So it becomes 10 factorial. And the denominator is the bigger, the denominator is the so in this, so the denominator, you know, you will have, as I said, that there is a pairing. So the pairing of 3 factorial is 4 factorial, right? And the pairing of 6 factorial is 5 factorial. So in the pair, the bigger number factorial is written in the denominator. So see, 3 and 4 make one pair. Why? Because they are consecutive. So from 3 and 4 you write 4 factorial, and then 6 and 5 you write 6 factorial. This is the right hand side. I'm telling you this from observation point of view. But now we will start proving it. Let us start. See, now how do I prove it? Just watch how to prove it. I will write 9 factorial. Then this is, look at the pairing. How is the pairing goes? 3 factorial goes with 4 factorial. So 3 factorial is chota number factorial. It is a smaller number. So 3 factorial you will write as it is. Now you go for the another pairing. Another pairing is what? 6 factorial goes with 5 factorial, right? So you will write the pairing, and this is big number factorial. So you will write it up to small. So 6 factorial you will write 6 into 5 factorial, okay? Plus. Now here you have second. So 9 factorial. And in the denominator, what you have? 4 factorial. So it is bigger number factorial than 3. Its pairing is with 3 factorial, no? So you will write 4 into 3 factorial. And for 5 factorial, you have already managed because this is smaller number. So for smaller number, you have already managed here with the corresponding bigger number. So you leave it. So this is 5 factorial. Now what you will do, students, see, you will now write you will take common. See, 9 factorial, 3 factorial, 5 factorial. Here also 9 factorial, 3 factorial, 5 factorial. You will take common. So what you will get? You will get outside 9 factorial, 3 factorial, 5 factorial outside. Inside the bracket, you will get 1 upon 6 plus 1 upon 4. 1 upon 6 plus 1 upon 4 you will get. So what you will now get here? So you will get here therefore 9 factorial, 3 factorial into 5 factorial, and take LCM in the denominator. So what is LCM here? See, 6 into 4, write 6 into 4. In fact, it is not LCM, it is CM. Okay, just multiply the way I am doing. So you write here 6 into 4, and then here what you will do? You will cross multiply and write na. So this is 4 into 1 and 6 into 1. So what you will get here? You will get 4 plus 6 in the numerator. 4 plus 6 in the numerator. So what it will become? It will become 9 factorial upon 3 factorial into 5 factorial into 10 factorial upon 6 into 4, right? Now, this 6 factorial, this 5 factorial you write with 6, and 3 factorial you write with 4, okay, in the next step. So see, what do I get? I get here 9 factorial upon 3 factorial into 4 in one bracket, and 5 factorial into 6 in another bracket. Now 4 into 3 factorial is 4 factorial. So you got 9 factorial upon 4 factorial, 9 factorial upon 4 factorial, and 5 factorial into 6 is 6 factorial, 6 factorial. And this is RHS. So what you have now? You have LHS equals to RHS. You have LHS equals to RHS. That is done. Hence, true. Yeah, hello students. I'm extremely sorry I committed a mistake here. See this here, I have written it as 10 factorial. This is in fact not factorial, it is only 10. So in the next step, what you will get 9 factorial into 10. I'm extremely sorry, I just ignored this numerator. I was so much under effect of this denominator that I ignored it. I'm sorry for that. So here, you'll get 9 factorial into 10 in the numerator. And then what is 9 factorial into 10? This will become 10 factorial. It is 10 factorial, and that is your RHS. Okay. So okay, so see students, here we have one more such problem where we are given an equation, and we have to get the value of n. We have to get the value of n. Okay, so we have already solved such questions. What is difference between this problem and the earlier problem? See, the difference is that in earlier problem, you had something looking like this. See, you had something like n minus 17 factorial upon n minus 14 factorial. You see this? You had factorials for the numbers with the help of n, but then those were n minus. You see this n minus you had. So when you have n minus 17, n minus 14, then this number is, then this number becomes the bigger number. Which number? This number will become bigger number because it is n minus 14. From n, when you subtract 14, what you get will be definitely more than n minus 17. N minus 14 is bigger than n minus 17. You understand? N minus 14 is a bigger number. N minus 14 is a bigger number. N minus 14 is bigger number than n minus 17. Like n minus 1 will be bigger than n minus 2. If you are subtracting, see here you are subtracting 2 from n. Here you are subtracting 1 from n. Definitely when you are subtracting less, the number you will get is bigger number. Same thing, you are subtracting 14, which is a lesser number. And here you are subtracting 17, which is a bigger number. But what you have here, see here you don't have n minus 17. You have 17 minus n and 14 minus n. Now here which number will be bigger? Definitely this. 17 minus n is bigger number. It is very important you recognize the bigger number. 17 minus n is bigger. Seventeen minus n is bigger. Let us now do it. So students, see here. This is given equation. See, how do I write next step? I write next step as 17 minus n factorial. I will write 17 minus n into 16 minus n into 15 minus n into 14 minus n factorial. What I did, I'm just writing in lower number factorial. See, 17 minus n, 1 less is 16 minus n, 1 more less is 15 minus n, and then 14 minus n factorial. Okay. And down what I have 14 minus n factorial equals to 5 factorial. Now what will happen next? See, this and this will cancel. Okay. Yes. So here I have 17 minus n into 16 minus n into 15 minus n. And what is 5 factorial? 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Okay, so see student, I will not go for multiplication. Don't multiply this with this and try to solve. If you multiply, it will become very complicated. Very complicated it will become, because then you will get n cube. And it will become n cube. You should be following the method which I taught you. What is that? See, these numbers are consecutive numbers and they are in descending order. And how many are there? There are 3 such numbers, 1, 2, and 3 numbers. Okay, there are 3 such numbers which are consecutive numbers in descending order, 1, 2, and 3. There are 3 consecutive numbers. So what I will try to do is, on the right hand side also, I will try to get 3 consecutive numbers. So see here, how do I go? I will try to get 3 numbers which are consecutive. See here, what is 3 into 2, my dear students? 3 into 2 is 6. See, 3 into 2 into 1, this is 6. So this is my one number, 6 into 5 into 4. See, I got the consecutive numbers. The biggest number, then 1 less, then 1 less. 3. What I did, the same thing I wrote in a different way, 6 into 5 into 4. So this is 17 minus n into 16 minus n into 15 minus n. And what is it equal to? See here. It is equal to now, see, the big, you can take any pair, the biggest number pair here with the biggest number. So 17 minus n is equal to 6. You solve, you will get n value. Or you can take this equals to this. The smallest equal to smallest, you will get the n value. Or you can take this equals to this, the middle number, you will get the n value. And remember that every time you get the n value, it is same n value. You are going to get the same n value. So you can take any. So I write, the smaller, the smallest and the smallest. So I write here, therefore, 15 minus n is equal to 15 minus n is equal to 4. This implies n is equal to 15 minus 4, which is 11. I got the value of n. I hope you followed it. Please copy this. Okay, so this is, see, one more question directly based on exactly the same, exactly the same method. Similar question it is. What you did in sixth one, same thing you have to do for sixth second. So this you will do on your own. You will solve this problem on your own. And the answer for this also is, I suppose n is 11. This is answer. You should get n equals to 11 as answer. Okay. So this one you will solve on your own. Let's solve sixth third. See, in this question, once again, they give us one equation. This is slightly, not difficult, but then slightly lengthier, You'll have to write more steps in order to reach to the answer. That is n value. So see what we are given. We are given an equation. On the left hand side, students, on the left hand side of this equation, we are given ratio of two factorial numbers. And on the right hand side, we are given ratio of 5 and 3. When if I have 5 is to 3, you understand. If you have 5 is to 3, it means 5 upon 3. And here when you have this is to this, it means you have this upon this. Okay, so first of all, what I will write in the form of division. We will write in the form of division. Okay, so I write the next step as, see here, I will write here n factorial upon 3 factorial into n minus 3 factorial, the whole divided by this, the whole divided by this. Okay, that is n factorial upon 5 factorial into n minus 5 factorial equals to, see, you will write equal to here. This is main division line. Please understand, this is main division line. Okay, so you will write equal to opposite to this. Don't write equal to here, please. Okay, equal to RHS, what you have, 5 upon 3. Okay, now what will happen next step? Next step, students, this I will write in the numerator. And when you write this thing in the numerator, you write the reciprocal of that. Okay, like you have already learned, if you have a upon b divided by c upon d. So in the next step, you write a upon b multiplied to d upon c. What you do? You write the reciprocal. Correct? So here we write, see, I will write here next step. See, in the next step, I get n factorial upon 3 factorial into n minus 3 factorial into that is multiply and write the reciprocal of this. That is 5 factorial into n minus 5 factorial and down here n factorial equals to 5 upon 3. The first thing that we'll do is cancel n factorial. Okay? Yeah. Now look at this. This is, you will notice, this is 5 factorial, which is bigger number factorial. And here we have the corresponding smaller number factorial. So I will write 5 factorial up to 3 factorial. Then look at this, n minus 5 and n minus 3 factorial. Which one is bigger? Remember, n minus 3 is bigger number factorial. And for this, the corresponding is this. So what I will do? I will write it up to this. So here next step, I write 5 factorial, I write 5 into 4 into 3 factorial 5 into 4 into 3 factorial, and then into n minus 5 factorial as it is, divide by, here I have 3 factorial, and this is n minus 3 factorial, which I will write up to n minus 5 factorial. That is n minus 3 into n minus 4 into n minus 5 factorial equals to 5 upon 3. I will write 5 upon 3. Now, see this n minus 5 factorial cancels, and also 3 factorial cancels. So what are you having now? You have 5 into 4, 5 into 4 upon n minus 3, n minus 4, okay, equals to 5 upon 3, right? Now we will do the cross multiplication. So, see, this n minus 3, n minus 4 will go on the right hand side. They will go on the right hand side. So, what you will get, see, you will get here, therefore, so you'll get here 5 into 4 into 3, 5 into 4 into 3 equals to, this 3 multiplies here, equals to 5 into n minus 3 into n minus 4. Now this 5 I will take in the denominator here. Okay, it will come in the denominator here and it will cancel. Got that? So I can cancel this 5 with 5 directly. Now see what I have. I have 4 into 3 on the left hand side and n minus 3 into n minus 4 on the right hand side. Now see, n minus 3 and n minus 4, are they consecutive numbers? Yes. There are two consecutive numbers in descending order. N minus 3 is bigger than n minus 4 by 1. 1. And same is the case here. See, these two are also consecutive numbers. 4 is bigger than 3 by 1. So what you will do? You will write, okay, I will assume n minus 4 equal to 3. I will take n minus 4 as 3. So I write here, therefore, n minus 4 equals to 3. I'm taking smaller number equals to smaller number. So this implies n is equal to 7. I hope you all have understood this. Please copy it.